We are Green Room Radio. Welcome to the show. Super James, Domo, and Tru checking in.
What up?
We got the legend in the building, man. DJ Skribble.
What's going on,
birthday week as well?
Yes, sir.
In Vegas? That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, it was Sunday was bad. Sunday was dangerous.
Recovering now, though?
Yeah, I had the IV people come and give me an IV in the room.
That's necessary. Anything over 2 days in Vegas.
Yeah, that was. I said, you know what? I said, let's party like the first day, whatever we're here, because I knew I had all the stuff to do during the week. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. So you don't want to the rest of the week.
We had our dance party, we had our fun, and then that was it.
Yeah, no, I thought you got out here earlier than I was expecting.
No, actually, I was in Tampa the night before doing a private party, and then I literally got here, landed at 12 o'clock, and then my party started at 6.
Oh, that's crazy. Weren't you just in Tampa? She just came from Tampa.
Yeah, I was in Tampa on Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
How is it out there? That's where DeVille is now.
Yeah, it's fine. It was fine.
Tampa
it
crazy?
didn't look like they got hit with a hurricane or anything.
No.
Where I was, at least.
Yeah. No, that's what they said. They said it was clear because she had an event out there, and we were like, did they get hit out there?
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Just random spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I landed here, did the show with Fred Durst and
I was gonna say, how the fuck is that guy doing?
It is good. Yo, he's so dope live too.
How do Fred Durst and Mario Lopez get on one show?
I don't know.
I was talking about R. Kelly opening for Pitbull.
Well, Mario was like hosted it or something.
Yeah.
It was a private corporate kind of party.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense. Yeah.
For a company that's pretty crazy.
So is Fred is he an investor? Because I saw he was wearing a hat.
Well, he was, I guess, I don't know if he's I'm going to invest in it for sure. It's crazy. The technology they have right now is like.
Listen, don't be trying to sell us no fucking NFT.
Nah, son.
That's Domo's job.
Yeah. No, they have this technology though, like while you're driving your electric car, that it could charge at the same time. So it's pretty crazy.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah.
Hey, did he dye his goatee gray, or is he just getting older?
No, I see. I've been gray since I'm 18. I think he's natural right now. He don't give a fuck. I'm way too vain, so I have to dye it.
Yeah, you dye it?
Fuck, I've been dying since I'm 18. I'm literally like Santa Claus.
Like that too.
This is all facade. It's like Santa Claus.
What are they? How long does it take to dye your beard?
I have two. So like I have the one. It's a root touch. I use girl shit, so it's like I don't use just for men. So I dye it, and so it looks natural. And then I have when it like gets real fucked up. I use the full one.
What about your pubic hair? Is it gray too?
I shave that shit. So I'm clean as a baby's ass.
Prior to that. So Fred Durst, how did he perform?
Yeah, no, he just hosted. He was a host, but he got out there with the crowd. Yo, he got them super hype, and it was real. And I was like, it was funny because I'm like, yo, what are we gonna do? He's like, yo, just don't play my music, and I'm like, all right.
Jesus.
First record I put on was Met the Man and him and together now.
Yeah.
So we had to go out there and perform it with the people. It was a lot of fun. Though. He had a good time. He really was the right guy to have come and host that party with me. It was good.
You think we'll ever get a Limp Bizkit? I mean, I think they did Limp Bizkit.
They did. They
Virgin.
just did a few shows. Limp Bizkit. They were just doing it.
Yeah, I thought they were touring, right?
I thought I heard. I don't know if this is true, but I thought, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the On the Record guys, but I thought I heard Fred Durst was opening. What are they, like saxophone bars or
no?
What
See, Fred. A lot of people don't know about Fred. He's such into jazz. Like his real forte is jazz music, and I mean, he's like
that's a trip. If you don't know,
he's like in it. Like that's his shit.
Mr. Nookie.
That's what I heard. He was doing multiple jazz bars in L.A.
Yeah, he loves jazz. That's his shit. I mean, and God bless him. I mean, it's. It's crazy.
Was he just out here for the night, or
he got same with me. We did the show together, and now he's out.
What does he have? Does he have a family, kids? Is he out of L.A.?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just haven't seen him in so long.
He's mad cool though, man. He did his thing.
Yeah, no, I would definitely like.
And
to
then
see
Flavor came. Of course, I called Flavor.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I've been friends with him since we're kids, from the young black teenager days. So I called him up, and then we went out for my birthday to Marquee after that. It was pretty cool.
Man, Flav is very similar to Coolio. He just fucking pops up at the right moment.
For sure. Yeah, they just both of them. Just random.
Unless he's going bowling. If bowling gets it, Flav don't fuck around. If he's got to go bowling, everything else stops.
Yeah. No, we just where we see him at the Champs trade show. Flav was just riding around on a fucking scooter. Just
of course he was.
Buzzing around, fucking waving at people. I'm like, do they pay him to do that?
Probably.
Doing it.
Someone did.
So what do you got going on here in Vegas, Super James? What are you looking at over here?
Oh no, I'm just scrolling.
I know
over
you
here,
got some topics.
I mean, Yeah, but I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
You're out on the record tomorrow as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you were talking about New Year's. Is that something you can talk about yet? Or is that announced? It's announced?
It's not announced, but I know. I don't know who it's. I know I'm doing it.
Okay.
I know one of them is Sugar Hill Gang. I don't know who the other artists
So throwback show.
But I'm like hosting
downtown.
the whole event.
Yeah.
And I'm also hosting and DJing, so I'm hosting the whole event, which I can't wait. Last year, where was I last year for New Year's?
I feel like, for some reason, I feel like we saw you on New Year's, but I mean,
no, I'm usually out here a lot, but where was I? Oh yeah, I did Coachella Crossroads last year for New Year's in California.
Yeah. That was the
It
one
was
in
me,
India,
KRS,
right?
Me, KRS One,
Oh, no.
E40. And Lil Wayne, who didn't show up, so I had to take his slot.
That whole thing was, I remember hearing like the lineup change about 13
Shaq
times.
was supposed to come. He didn't show up.
Yeah,
so I had to
Sweetie
take
was supposed to be on it,
It was really
Shaq.
the DJ Skribble show that night because I literally DJed
It was like
for
Getter or
3
something,
hours.
wasn't there? So
do you think these people?
random?
Do you think these people didn't show up, or do you think that the promoters?
Well,
just
it
didn't
was
have the money
really
to pay them?
no. It was really windy, and they couldn't get. From what I heard, Wayne's plane couldn't take off because of the wind. The way it was, like we had to stop it at one point because the whole fucking stage was like.
Yeah, because we went to a festival called Burning Trees, and it was Luda, Busta Rhymes, Rick Ross, and I know we didn't see Rick Ross. We heard that there was a fight backstage because they didn't
Corrupt.
So I think they were Xing
Sounds
people
about right.
because they just didn't. I'm like, is that weird? I mean, that's had to happen to you.
Of course, it's happened to me.
So like when people show up, I'm like, because she was like, well, why is Corrupt still mad if he got paid? And I'm like, well, normally they give 50%, so they're still losing out the fucking
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah,
of course.
That they would
They're
have got the full amount from somebody else. But I'm like, so how?
100%. I
That
mean,
happened a million times with you?
It's happened. We keep the deposit. Sometimes it's also happened when we got to the show, and that's why and a lot of artists. I'm a nice guy, and I'm not. And then when you got
No, you're not.
No, I am. No, seriously, because it's like this: the
Compared to-
5,000, the 5,000, or whoever kids are out there to come see me.
Yeah.
They don't know I didn't get paid.
Right.
They don't
You
give
look
a
like the
fuck I didn't
asshole if
get
you don't.
paid.
Yeah,
I
you look like the asshole. Oh, yeah, 100%.
So there's been times I've gone. I'm like, yo, I can't let these kids out. And they're supposed to have my money before I go on. I don't do that no more. You got my money before I go on, or I ain't going on. I'm over that.
Yeah,
but when I was,
that's in every field for everybody.
But there was times where I'm like, how am I not going to go on? Yo, we promise we'll pay you afterwards. And I'd go on and, we'd have to handle business after. But so I got burned a few times, of course. Everybody does.
Oh yeah. No, I remember back when I had my nightclub, the people at AM Only, it was crazy. I think I had Danny the Wild Child, and it was funny because he was saying that when they come back, normally DJs and people, they go to the same promoters because they know everything's all good.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a promoter that comes out of the blue, that's when it's fishy. But he was like, at AM Only, they filled out a report card like on you. So they would actually look to make sure that
absolutely
you got picked up on
100%,
time, you got paid on
100%.
time. And if your report card ain't good, they ain't gonna fuck
They ain't
with
going
you.
to fuck with you.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing now when putting offers in. Is they ask what other talent on the
what other
what have you
talent
worked with?
booked,
Yeah,
all
you
that
gotta
stuff.
have
And
a
at this
background
point in
check.
my career, I'm not trying to go do Bob's Clam Bar. You know what I mean? I'm not just. It's like I want to go out and play the rooms that I want to play.
Yeah.
I want to do the events that I want to do and the projects that I want to do. And I'm very fortunate that I'm at that level that I can.
Yeah, what year did you start DJing?
1980, before everybody in this room was born. Probably combined.
Not me.
You're like, I mean, you've been a DJ for
19
years.
yeah.
Like I
40 years,
remember
over 40
watching
years.
you when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel about this new DJ generation?
I think it depends. Well, which genre we talking
That's a broad spectrum.
It's everything. It's festivals to Shaq being a DJ to Paris Hilton being a DJ.
Okay, so
The Swedish House Mafia having three guys up there.
I might get abused for this, but at least Paris, she actually took it seriously. And a good friend of mine, DJ Endo, Mike Henderson, he actually trained her.
Okay.
And she actually loves the music. If you're gonna do it and you're gonna love it, same
Yeah,
thing with Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq, he's always been around music.
That's all he cares about now. He's like nothing more than
he's
sports.
got a ghost producer who's.
But
out
most
here.
people have
Yeah.
ghost producers,
Yeah.
brother. That's just. I don't want to get into that, but Shaq or Paris, I know it's hard, but what sucks is like. You come into this, and just because you already got that name because you're a socialite or you're a super NBA star, right off the rip, you granting $100 grand because you're going to see Shaq. They don't give a fuck how he DJs.
Yeah.
They just want to see him. But Shaq's gotten a lot better too. From when Shaq first started, he was horrible. Yeah. So was Paris.
Yeah.
I was horrible. Every DJ's horrible. Paulie D was horrible. He's still probably horrible.
I was gonna say.
Paulie's a good friend. I know Paulie a long time. So, but, and he knows I'm fucking with him. If you're going to do it and take it seriously and practice and learn the craft and study the history of DJing, I don't care when you start.
Yeah, we had Eminem's brother actually came out, and it was really crazy. His only request was he was like, I want to go see Shaq. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know Shaq was a DJ. So I hit up the guys over at the Win, and, we took him there, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, I'm just like, the music was kind of matching with him, kind of not. But he got to the point where everything was fucked up. And I seen him take 2 steps back, and then this little white dude stepped in, and like he touched all the wrong knobs. He got him back straight again. Yeah, but again, the whole Eminem's brother, I think it's just like you said, he wanted to see Shaq. That was all.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care if he's hosting, if he's DJing, whatever. He's up there.
It's the same thing with me, right? MTV was my catapult to the world. I had skills to back all that up coming in.
Yeah.
Paulie came in on Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
He wasn't a great DJ.
No.
He is okay now. He's good
gotten
now.
better.
And because think about it, he's on the fucking road 24/7.
Yeah, if you can't get better after hundreds of shows, then
and plus the fucking money he's making. Who can listen? He took his fucking platform, and out of all of the kids on the Jersey Shore, he's still rocking. Because he had something to back, just not being a pretty face on a show, he could actually
turned it into something else, a business.
And he turns it into a business, and he's just smart. They all walk around. Those Jersey Shore kids are smart motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a fact. I've been around all of them.
Aren't they coming back out? Are they coming? Is there another one coming?
I feel like there's always a reunion or some shit. They're trying to get that last check a couple times.
He's done.
So did you have to?
Paulie lives out here in
he
Vegas.
does, though.
My boy, he's gonna hear this.
Yeah.
My boy just moved in, and he's a real big time realtor. But he moved in. He's like, Paulie D lives 3 houses down from me.
Yeah, I heard his house is sick too.
Yeah, no, it's out there.
He made a lot of fucking money. He had a good business manager. He's got good people around him. He's gonna do it.
Yeah, I've seen him a lot out here.
It's a lot different from when we came up. The money was great. Don't get me wrong. I was one of the highest paid DJs in the country at that time. But it went from here to there. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, the only issue I had with Paulie D was the first time I seen him, he had his computer was bedazzled, and I was like, gotta stop that. But
I want to know, because this is just something that I saw when I was younger. Like, what was it like doing the spring breaks?
I mean,
the
best part about MTV at that time, and anything that we did. So in '98, the first time I went down in the grill, it was me, Brandy, Jay-Z.
What's the grill?
The grill, Jamaica. That's where we did spring break. Okay. And it was me. The show was me, Brandy, Jay-Z, and I think NSYNC. And it was literally, now with rights and clearances, and you got a playlist. It was like I had
just
3 boxes of records behind me, and they're like, Skribble, go. And that it was so organic.
And it was live.
And it was live and organic, and it was just like, holy shit, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
And the world was like, we just saw some real DJ shit happen on national television. You always, that Dave Morales on the grind or whatever playing, but this was like some different thing. And then going into it and bringing house music to MTV and all of the different things that I was able to accomplish, that I started out on this one show and then ended up being on 10 shows.
I was going to say, how involved were you on the behind the scenes stuff? I mean, was it just kind of your shows, or did they bring you in a bigger scale?
No. Once I got on MTV Jams with Tyrese, we had a lot of input. Like Hip Hop Week, I had a lot of, especially when we did the DJ parts. I had a lot of input in that. And Dave Cerolnik,
Tyrese was part of MTV.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even.
Oh yeah. Tyrese
was he
crazy.
Was like
was he a
model,
VJ?
But he was
he was co-hosting with me.
He was like a
man.
Host.
Yeah. And then so he went on obviously and did what he did, but I was on Cisco Shakedown, Truth or Dare. I ended up being on all the different shows, which was great.
Yeah, I remember.
It was like, we need music, get Skribble. We need music. I was on MTV so much, I was annoyed by it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Every time you turn the TV on,
I was like, there's Skribble.
Was MTV out? Were they based out of LA or was
New York?
New York.
Yeah. New York. But it was, it was the greatest thing in my life. And then like that special one where it was New Year's Eve in '99 going into 2000, and we were coming off. I was coming off with 98 Degrees, and Jessica Simpson off of that Fly 2K thing where we picked up all the contestants.
Yeah.
Flew back into New York, and it was me, Slinky, And JS1, 6 turntables right before midnight. Kid Rock performed that night too. And then I think he performed right after us. And then, but Dave Chappelle was like, so what are you guys going to do? Now we had 6 minutes of air. I don't understand. On TV like that, 6 minutes.
It's a long set.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, and you're going to be like, and he's like, so can we see what you're going to do? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm like, so we like rehearsed it funny just so they could get camera blocking, and he kept going to my match. Is this really going to work? I mean, we need to see what they're going to.
Like, do we need to shorten the time, or what are we doing?
We got the you see it. It's on YouTube. Everything. We got 6 minutes, and it was one of the most historical DJ things that ever saw NT ever saw.
So they didn't come in and try to micromanage.
Nope. That's the one thing about it. They trusted us so much.
That wouldn't happen these days.
No.
Anywhere, radio, TV, anything.
I tell people this story. They were trying to. It was MTV2 was trying to get D12 to do a reality show, and we were actually out here on tour, and we were parked in the Green Door parking lot. And I told these guys, they came in, and they were like, they had like a script, like you're gonna do this, you're gonna get in this fight, you're gonna. I mean, just everything. And I'm like, you don't have to plan nothing. Like,
right.
These motherfuckers are lit.
Right.
And then they were just like, no, it's got to follow this. They hung out one day. And they're like, we can't fuck with you guys.
Well, it was like so even MTV Jams.
So that's great. They just let you guys.
Yeah, and how I got MTV Jams. Flex was supposed to do MTV Jams with Tyrese, and Flex said he ain't street enough for me, so I ain't doing it. So I got.
He said Tyrese wasn't street enough.
Yeah, for Flex.
Did he say that to Tyrese?
No. But so they brought me in to do it. I didn't even have a contract with MTV yet. I was on that show for almost 4 months, and then they called my manager into the office like, did we ever sign a deal with Skribble?
Who was your longtime manager? Was
Charlie Stetler.
Charlie Stetler. Okay.
Yeah, and he pretty much. I mean, if he's between Dr. Dre, who brought me into the fold, that got me on the MTV Raps, and then on Hot 97 on the morning show. After the Young Black Teenagers. You know what I mean? Because there's a timeline. I was on the morning show for many years. Yeah. Until again with Flex, until I did the was it Sprite or Mountain Dew? I forgot. It was a big DJ battle with all the radio DJs across the country, including Vice and everybody. So we did this
Bad Boy Bill on there?
No, it was me, Vice, Nabs. I forgot the other dudes. I won. I ended up winning the whole thing. Yep. So, I was the #1 DJ at Hot 97.
And
that wasn't happening, huh? That wasn't going to slide. That wasn't sliding.
So 2 weeks later, I got fired from Hot 97. Literally. That was it, because I couldn't have that. And I thought my career was done. I was literally in I'm like, what am I going to do?
That was pre-MTV days?
That was right before
right
MTV.
Before,
that spring break is when I went down and did the Jerry Springer show. Yeah. That's the first show I did really on MTV. Yeah. Then it was like, you want to do the grind. And I did that with Brandy. Yeah. She was hosting. And then they let me do my good times routine, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
Well, it's because my generation, we didn't know many DJs, but we know you.
Right. Well, anybody under 25 has no clue who the hell I am. So.
Right.
No, hey, that's what I was going to ask you.
Unless you're a DJ and you really know your shit.
And how does that feel? How did the transition go from after MTV was that big staple of?
I was lucky because I was able. I didn't just play hip hop or just play house, and and I'm not taking anything away from AM at all. I mean, I know I'm the first guy that really started doing open format. There's no doubt about it. I was on
the
tour I was on tour with Sisters of Mercy and Anthrax back in 1989. There's nobody can tell me different. But I wasn't the guy that was going on red carpets and going on here. I wanted to just play clubs. That was my mistake. But being as I was still, and also making music and working with, the Fugees and working with Buster and working, DJing for Biggie every now and then, all these different things that I got to do.
By the way, so I never seen, of all the years being out and around, I never seen Lauryn Hill until just recently.
Yeah, he didn't know about the Fugees.
And bro,
what?
I didn't know that. Here's the thing.
True has big gaps in memory. I'm not gonna say why, but
what the hell were you doing?
Came for Lovers and Friends.
Lovers and Friends.
He didn't know shit.
Well, everybody's like, I'm like, man, I've never seen Lauryn Hill perform. And she was like, she's dope, but everybody was like, she's not going to show up. So at Lovers and Friends, of course, they're about to get to Lauryn Hill. There's a fucking fake shooting. Everybody's evacuating, whatever. And they're like, yo, don't leave. It's an isolated event. It's out on the strip. And she was like, oh, they're just doing it because Lauryn Hill no-showed again or whatever. And bro, she not only showed up, but she brought Wycliffe, came out with her. Just the other guy didn't come out, right?
Praz
didn't come.
But holy fuck, man! I put her.
Listen to me.
Her and Erykah Badu, bro.
When Clef brought me to the Booger Basement in Jersey when I was on the morning show, and they're like, "We want you to hit a score." They wanted me to hit the album. It wasn't done because they wanted me to come and do scratches on the album because I did all the scratches on that album. So they brought me in, and then they put on "Killing Me Softly," and I'm looking at the three of them, and I'm like, "Do you guys have any clue what's about to happen to do?"
Yeah.
Like you have. Why you?
What
really
year was
like
that?
it?
What year was that?
When did that come out? 94, 95? No, 95, maybe 97. Fact check that because I don't want to get it wrong. But,
crazy.
and then I was like, then they just exploded, and that's how I got them. Think about it. On my Traffic Jams album, I had Lauren on a separate
96.
record. 96.
Yeah.
I had Lauren on a separate record, I had Praz on a separate record, and Clef on a separate record on the same album.
Wow.
Singles, different ones.
Why did you decide to break them up like that? Or did it just work right?
I
mean, I would have. Yeah. You got 3 tracks instead of 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think when Wycliffe came back and performed with her, why do you think the Praz didn't?
I don't know.
They just all kind of had.
Well, there's been rumors that he's been gone. Like,
well, remember,
I
Lauren,
thought he was dead.
You got to remember too that imagine dealing with Lauren. Like Lauren's got about a 40% chance of showing up to the show. So
she's so talented. Though,
I know
she's
bro.
ridiculous.
Something she said that they were going to do a reunion, their 25-year
That's what they were
reunion
supposed to do
during 2020, and then 2020 hit.
Yeah, and then the pandemic hit. So, especially when it was crazy when Lauren was in the studio, like all her records, there's no effects on her voice at all. Like nothing. She's a raw dog.
Oh yeah, she can just grab a mic and just go.
No, I'm saying, there's no processing on her voice.
Right.
When she came in and did treat him right, the song for me, she there was she didn't want nothing on her voice, nothing. That's straight up right through the mic. That's
and
it.
then wasn't it not too long ago she did the movie with Whoopi?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
and so that she was huge around that time.
Yeah, she was. We thought she was, and then she did her solo album, and it was going to be off to the races. And then she had a family, and she didn't want to be involved anymore.
Bro, I saw her, and then a few years prior, I saw Erykah Badu, and I was
Erykah's nasty too. She's ridiculous.
And I'm like, they are so next level in tune. And even with Lauryn Hill, I was like, it was like she was the orchestrator guiding the whole orchestra.
Yes.
She was in tune with every fucking person.
Yes.
Like you weren't slipping on the guitar. You weren't slipping on nothing.
And not too long ago, I saw 9 Inch Nails, and I'm like, dude, these people are like, that was music back then.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we've back then, and I'm not trying to sound like my father.
Fucking
those commercials are like, you sound like your parents.
5 years ago, and we were in the store. But it's true though. Like everything was analyzed, everything was different. The process of recording was different. Into where today it's literally cut and paste and this and that. And we were using 2-inch tapes and taking over. And then if we had something we liked, we had to edit that on another tape and just. It was a whole different process.
The passion and time was there. That's not never there anymore.
No,
never.
And unfortunately, a lot of these cats that are coming up, and some of them I like, some of them are just trash. But it's just they don't have the history. They don't go back far enough to learn their craft. That's my biggest problem with the music industry today.
It's social media. I think it's social media. Because these artists are just going. There's no.
Plus, with one click of a button, you are global.
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted to hear my shit in Japan, you had to have a cassette or a fucking
right.
CD.
Yeah. It's just instant now. Everything's instant.
What's your thoughts
instant
on
gratification.
this TikTok shit?
What listen, but the good, like I said, anything with technology, even with Serato, DJ, it's a blessing and a curse.
Hey, are you
right?
on TikTok?
No.
Okay. Hey, that was good.
I am.
I was about to get up if you would have said
No. I have an account because I have 3 children, so I have to monitor it. So yes, I have it, but I don't post anything. But but there's also now, the plus side of it is that you could find talent you would never find.
Right. Yeah.
When you were an A&R back then, if you heard somebody, there's this chick in Mississippi, you had to fly down there.
Yeah, go find her at a coffee shop or a
little
local bar.
Go to her YouTube page, go to her Instagram account. She's dope. Let's call her. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
The process is, like you said, it's instant now, and But I like. There's no more artist development. I like, even when I was in the teenagers, right? We started 88. It was me, Cameron, Firstborn, Tommy Never, and ATA, right? We weren't allowed even in the studio yet until we were a certain place. You know what I mean? Hank Shockley wouldn't even let us fuck out. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. Our whole first tour with Public Enemy, when we went overseas, it was us, EPMD, Public Enemy, We Papa Girls, and MC Tragedy, right? We did our entire show off of breakbeats. Literally. Breakbeats. The whole first
Love
album we
breakbeats.
did off of breakbeats until we recorded it when we got back home. It was written.
Oh, it's just right, but it just wasn't done.
The
Yeah.
tracks that we did it over were all over breakbeats.
Yeah.
And that's, when we first came, the first show we did in the Docklands Arena in London, we come out, and they announce us, young black teenagers. The whole place goes nuts. And then they saw we were 5 white guys.
I was just thinking that in my head, like, how did that get
And then you seen everybody like,
Like, wait,
Wait,
did they
what-
say the wrong name?
what? Then all of a sudden the whistles started, because in England that's when you get booed, you get the whistles and everything, and then they started throwing.
They did
sh-
whistles?
Oh yeah, they started throwing shit. I got hit with a pair of sunglasses. I put them on. Still kept rocking. But by the time we got to Germany, it started to switch. You know what I mean? And then we did the album, the first album, Meet the Teenagers, which was the one with that looked like the Beatles cover, and then we did Dead Ends Kids, which was the Tap the Bottle. I'm all over the place in my timeline, but there's so much history. And it's true, there's a lot of history there that I've done and seen, and the artists that I've worked with, I even forget sometimes. I got to get reminded. Shit, I did that.
Yeah, I always tell everyone that's the number one thing I think is it's the artist development, and it's the labels don't care. These artists, they're signing these artists for one song. They want their song that's popular on TikTok, and they don't give a fuck about their career.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's coming good.
It's a 360.
They're on to the
otherwise
next
there's
one.
no way to make money.
Yeah. They're just on to the next artist by the time this single's done.
Fucking nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So going after all the MTV stuff, what was the move after that? And was that another like a moment in your life where you said like when you thought you were done after radio?
No,
and then
I was on MTV till 2004.
Right.
So it was over 10 years, almost 10 years.
Who
you know
was
what I
all
mean?
the? So I remember. I mean, obviously-
Carson, Ananda.
Yeah.
I remember there were some the beautiful girls. What were their names? The
Ananda Lewis.
Vanessa Manillo.
Vanessa Manillo.
Yeah.
And then
Now married to
there's
Nick Lachey.
Pauly Shore. There, who was it?
Kurt Loder was still
Kurt
there when
Loder,
I was there.
Brian
News,
Was
yeah.
it Brian McFadden?
Brian McFadden, he was there when I was there.
That's where Sway got started.
Sway was on, yeah. Sway was a little
I don't
after
even
me.
remember.
is Carson? Is he still doing radio? He's quit
Carson's
doing
on
radio,
NBC.
right?
No,
He's
Carson's
doing
on
late
NBC.
Oh, yeah. But he's done-
No, he
oh, is he?
did late night. Now he does
Carson
the morning
Daly?
show on NBC.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's like, the Good Morning America, like
Oh,
there.
so he doesn't
NBC's morning show, he's on that.
I
Wow.
haven't even.
He's
heard
been on that
name
for
in-
years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still on that because I watch Good Morning
What
America.
was that
so
thing that
Michael
Carson
Strahan
Daly
is
was doing in New York? I can't even believe I
What?
can't remember.
Total Request
Total
Live.
Request.
Oh my
That shit was
God.
banging.
Think
bro.
about it. Total Request Live at that time was the backbone and the Bible of the music industry. If you weren't on
yeah.
TRL,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
weren't
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You made it onto TRL and you got to the Carson Daly level. You had a hit record. You were something.
You
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
the studio, you go in the window.
15 Broadway. Yeah.
That was I never made it to New York at that time, but that was the whole thing. It was like, oh my God, you got to go to the window and see who's gonna be there.
What is there now?
Paramount has it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paramount they took that over now.
Okay,
Is
so they
that
didn't make
Good
it like
Morning
Nah, that's been
America, or
no.
no,
MTV's
no?
not there no more.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, they're not doing any really in-house shows. I mean, that's it. It's
There's
over.
no need for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
But it's like I mean, coming from me, like I was a kid when that happened, so that was like
Man, you said you started DJing in
1980.
and you were born
I was 11.
in
89.
89. I was trying to do the math. I was like, I was born in 75.
I think I was like in middle school when
Mm-hmm.
TRL was going on, and it was like you came home from school and you watched TRL, like that was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are days making the
And,
video days, and
I mean, that was it. It was like us though. Like
Yeah.
my era, getting home from school and putting on Video Music Box. Because we
Yeah.
didn't have MTV. MTV wasn't playing hip hop yet. So we
Yeah.
had Ralph McDaniels and Video Music Box. That was our rap videos before MTV raps.
And that was when they
Damn.
were doing big budget music videos.
Oh, yeah.
So, like
It was
the whole
ridiculous.
thing was is,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you wanted to see who was doing it.
No, like
Correct.
go in front of that green screen real quick and let's do this
Yeah.
in like in 20 minutes.
So after MTV, I had the toy, I had the Spinheads.
Yeah.
That came out in 2003, and we were like the #1 toy that year. I was the first DJ to be a toy.
The Spinheads?
Yeah,
What was
DJ
that?
Skribble Spinheads. You didn't know about that?
Oh yeah, that's what you just said. You said I'm
I'm
gonna bring you.
gonna bring you on.
Okay.
So you
I
have
don't
a
even.
studio.
I haven't.
No,
I
I
don't know
didn't
if that
see
is
that.
either.
Yeah.
What is that?
I had my own toys. It was all you touched the head, it did scratching, and they made music and all sorts of shit.
Really?
Who?
Okay,
Where
what
did that
do you
come
want?
from? Like, what?
There was
Yeah.
a company that was a company.
They reached
that-
out and
yeah.
Oh wow.
Made a lot of money on that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then I remember. I don't know what year it was, but didn't you do a reality show?
I did
Like a
Project
fam-
Dad.
like a family-
Yeah, I did
How
Project
long did
Dad with
that
my
go
kids.
for? Was it-
We did one season. It was me, Donnell Rawlings, and fuck, the other dude from the soap opera.
How was that? I mean, like, how did
it was a lot of fun.
What
The
did your
kids
kids
really,
think of it?
the
They liked
kids
it?
loved it. Yeah, it was,
That was
a lot
awesome
of
for
fun.
them.
And it was
Yeah.
just me and the kids. Really, mostly it was like, you know, the wife went away. You know, now my ex-wife, but she went away, and
Yep.
and then you know, then I had the kids by myself.
How
'cause
old
I
were
was
the
always
kids
on the
at the time?
This
of doing that?
what, this was maybe 7 years ago, 6 years ago. That was the last. That was the last
Yeah, I didn't know
TV
how
thing
long
I did.
ago that was.
Yeah.
Who was that through
And what
MTV
was-
or who?
No, it was
no?
on TLC.
What
Oh,
was
wow,
the
okay.
concept?
It was, you know, like Donnell Rawlings. You know, that's he's a
That was the other
comedian.
guy that
Oh,
was. Yeah,
oh,
I remember.
So he had
Yeah.
the little baby, and then I had the 3 kids, and the hell, I can't. I'm
Was
having a
it
brain
like
fart.
showing?
And it was like the wives went away, and they left us the kids, and we had to handle the children at home because we're always on the
While
road.
you also had, you know,
While
this
we also had to hand it
entertainment,
to
like-
Right, had to work. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
so I, you know, Donnell was on, you know, obviously the Chappelle show, so he had Chappelle come and do an
Oh,
episode with
yeah,
him.
okay,
I had Little John come on with me when we did Sting in Atlantic City, and he recorded a record with the kids,
Shout
which
out
was
to
really
Little
cool.
John. He
Big
was-
shouts to Little John.
Yeah, he was around
Yeah.
my 2-year-old son at the time.
Yeah, he's awesome, John.
Yeah.
He did. I called him up. He's like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you," and he did it, and he recorded with the kids and everything. It was really fun. But the
Yeah.
kids really got a kick out of it. It was a good experience for them because they kind of really seen what Dad did at that point. Then I became cool.
Did they get? Yeah, did they-
you got the pass.
You know, my
Yeah.
daughter would
Yeah.
go to school and she's like, "Daddy, these people came up to me. They knew who I was." I'm like, "Yeah, of course they gotta know who you are."
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They got some notoriety. at
Yeah,
school and
yeah.
stuff,
They were little rock stars that year.
Did you keep them away from the business before that, or how was it like?
Yeah,
growing
I
up in
did.
the-
I did.
Because I know normally
was,
that's
you
like the
know,
move.
I was on the fence about it the whole time, and then Mom was really on the fence about it. But you know, the producers were really cool, and
Yeah.
they really made they made us look real good. Like, but everything that happened, like.
Did they try to micromanage everything?
No.
no.
Again, a lot of the concepts,
gonna
like
say.
me putting them on the private plane, flying to Atlantic City, and and then we hit turbulence, and my daughter was what, 5 years old at the time, losing her 4 years old, losing her mind, screaming on all the things that happened. We
Like,
would set up
really happened.
situations like, this is what you're going to do today. You're going to do this X, Y, Z. You're
Right.
you're taking the kids to the beach, but because you have kids, and we wouldn't tell them, so anything that happened with the kids, it was legit,
Right,
real.
right.
You know
Yeah.
what would come out of their mouth, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I
It
had
wasn't
to
script. The whole show wasn't
Nah,
scripted.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
not
It was
scripted like that. That's for sure.
Scenarios. Yeah.
And that was a fun show to do, and you know, and then I had the commercials that I've done, and I did a movie with Proswell way back in the day. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
What's Proswell?
from the Fugees.
Oh, the Fugees. Okay. I keep.
Lucky guy, bro.
He either knows everything or nothing.
Hey.
There's no in
Yeah,
between the two.
music history.
Hey,
You know,
no.
and then with the house music, I got the alter ego for Street Slang, and that we got a lot of records. That's my partner, me and
yeah.
John Tavaro, and we got a bunch of records out on Harry Romera's label, on Nervous.
And then you had a manager named George, right?
No, George was my tour manager.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm with
remember
this
him from
now I'm
back
with
in the day.
this crew called 6 to Midnight, Cam and Rob Goodrich, who have been amazing in the last 3 years, and it's just been unbelievable.
So you've had them for 3 years.
Well, I knew, so Rob came to me with the concept. He's a TV guy, and he wanted to do a show just on my family. And then this was pre-Project Dad, and we shot a whole
Okay.
sizzle reel for that and everything. We shot a sizzle reel, believe it or not, for MTV. I'll go back now because now I remember that. Before MTV started doing, the only show that they had was The Real World.
Right.
That was it.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't really reality TV back then.
So it was New Year's Eve. I was here doing New Year's Eve, so they wanted to film this. We ourselves filmed this thing called, it was all about me and it was, and my life and on the road and everything else like that. And we took it, and it was dope. I mean, everybody knew it was dope. Had Little John in that one too, because he was performing at Rain.
Yeah.
I did Rain that night at the
Okay.
Palms
Yeah.
back then, and it was like all of that leading up to that show. And you know, the whole story, and me fighting with my road manager because he was sleeping too late because he got fucked up the night before, and I wanted to go shoot guns. He didn't want to go. It was really cool. And like Johnny Shine was my other tour manager. I used to have 3 people on the road with me all the time. Johnny Shine was the young kid, and he would lose all my shit. But you know, it was really funny. And we took the show to Tony DeSanto, and I'll never forget. And this is again pre-reality television for MTV, and he told me, and I'll never forget. He's like, "Yo, we're MTV. Reality TV will never work."
Oh.
I was like, "What?" And that's why, and we didn't. We couldn't.
Wish
get
you had that on recording. A video of him saying that.
God bless you, Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's a big fan of mine, but he told me,
But
yeah,
even
yeah.
though Real World, because Real World was
Real World, that was
big.
it. That's all they wanted. They weren't in that mindset yet to go that
They figured,
direction.
they didn't want anything
You know
more
what I
than
mean?
that.
Yeah.
And real
Now we-
world,
now we wish we
that
could get
shit
some
was
music on there.
crazy.
Now everybody wishes they played music again. Yeah, of course. You
Yeah,
know,
when they were doing all those reality shows, like I said, when they gave me that
The
breakdown,
real world road rules.
once I watched what they wanted out of a reality show, I'm like, everything on TV is doing the same format.
absolutely.
And I
It
was
doesn't
just-
work.
I was like,
and
it's
it's just
stupid.
it got to the point where it's just like enough.
It was like
It's
the,
all cookie
remember
cutter.
it was like
the,
the,
the
toad,
last
What
one.
it is, it's
Yeah.
all
the
cookie
repo
cutter.
guys. They just they kept coming with another one and another
I
one.
like
and
that.
another one.
And that
I
was
like
the,
that
and that was the
repo
thing
show.
when I did Project Dad. I didn't want it to be a shit show, you know, a drama, fighting with everybody. Even though I did get
Yeah.
into one fight with my ex brother-in-law, and that shit was real, and it happened on the TV too, live, and it really went down.
Yeah, but now it's just like every
But I
episode, the
wanted
whole
ev-
episode.
I want because at that time everything was so negative with reality TV, and everybody was waiting for the big blow. I wanted to be like, yo, we're not all like that, and it
Right.
could still be entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
And it did, and it worked. You know, so that was it.
Man.
Now, what about you did a ton of compilation albums
Yep.
and the really how did that work, and where was that just because you were around it?
I did like, what was it, 24, 27 of them, you know, for different labels, Dance Mix USA, all these different things.
That was like
You know, and-
before the now
Well,
stuff.
yeah,
and, kind of
and they were mixed together for real.
Right,
Like, they
right,
really
right,
were
right.
mixed. And again, like it was when I wanted to live in both worlds. I came up doing hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with house music in the early '90s, and I said I'm going to be the first DJ to play both.
Did any?
That was unheard of.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Did you have management or anyone around you that tried to talk you out of it?
Yeah, a few
Like this is
people-
never gonna work.
A few people. When I came to Vegas,
Yeah.
and the first time I played Raw in Vegas, I think it was '94.
Yeah.
And I remember where Raw was set up. They had the big stage, but you weren't allowed on it.
Right.
I DJ'd behind a
Where was
glass.
Raw at? Was that
Luxor. Yeah.
I DJ'd in the it was like where the light control room for the lights.
Right. That's
were.
how it always was back
And
then.
then it was
Yeah.
just a glass. I couldn't even see the people. I couldn't hear nothing. That was the first time I did it. And Chris Reeder from NYC on the Move, he would come in here and do all the big holiday weekends. You know, Memorial Day, Labor Day, July
Yeah.
4th. And because I was,
You know, at the time, I think in Vegas during that era, they were hiding the DJs.
Yeah,
All
that's
the
what I mean.
club,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like,
just
okay.
it's just a sound
I'm
booth.
not trying
Yeah.
to toot my own
That's
horn.
crazy.
But again, I'm not
There's
trying to
never-
toot my
So
own
this
horn.
is before AM.
Way
Way
before.
before.
Way
Way
before.
before.
Yeah.
And I was like, Chris, the next time I come out here, I want to be on that stage. They're like, they'll never go for it. I'm like, let me talk to them.
Mm.
And they reluctantly let me go up on that stage.
Like, you
and
get
from
one
that
shot.
time on, it was it.
No,
And
I remember,
if you
yeah.
didn't get into Raw at those times by 11:30 at night,
Yeah.
you didn't get in.
Yeah.
And then I would do Raw till like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, whatever that was. Then I'd go over to Spearmint Rhino and do the after hours there. And then Monday nights I was doing Foundation Room and playing all house music.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even realize that Spearmint Rhino is as big as it is today because of that after hours.
Correct.
Like I think they actually got shut down because of the after hours. But again, that's what put the Rhino on the map as the spot.
That's
was
right.
The after hour.
Yeah, that was. But those days were
Rhino
like.
was a straight after hours, man. I mean, it was
Yeah.
both, but I mean, they did a killer after hours.
So I don't mean to like compare you to AM, but
I was good friends with AM.
Yeah,
I
like,
knew
did
AM
you
very.
meet
You know,
him
AM used to
and-
come watch me play when I go to LA. He'd come and hang out. Like he'd always watch me cut and everything else like that. AM is almost like AM took what I did and took it to the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because he got in with all the celebrity shit and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
That was
I
the-
kind of stayed away from that because I wanted to fly under the radar, and that was my mistake.
Because
You know what I
did
mean?
you
Yeah.
do these parties with the celebrities?
Of course, I've
and-
done plenty of
and-
celebrity parties, but
Yeah.
again, we didn't have social media or internet, so the things I did in the Hollywood Hills, nobody talked about.
Right. It's like you were talking about earlier. That you're gonna take that to the grave.
I was really surprised, to even just when I heard AM was with Crazy Town, like I didn't
That's
know
right.
that. And I
yes,
was like, oh, that's
AM's been around way long, bro. But he got his. he
So
just
meaning,
blew up.
but yeah, he
'Cause
was in the Hollywood circle.
He was
He-
in that Hollywood circle, and he was taken, and he was a dope ass fucking DJ. There's no doubt, there's not even an inkling of what he accomplished and why he accomplished it. He was that dope, and his
Yeah.
creativity, the way he would mash shit up and all that stuff, he was dope.
yeah, no, that was
He
Killer.
also made everybody, it's the same thing when I have somebody come up to me and was like, I became a DJ because I saw you at X, Y, and Z, or I saw you here, or I saw you there. AM did the same thing for kids. People
Yeah.
wanted to be a DJ because of that, man.
yeah.
a
No, I think it
fact.
was era, so AM was probably more of
That
your.
was my era, but I was like just going to Hollywood. So when Banana split and all that, I think I was still like 19. So
What was
Hollywood scene is
But
serious.
now
The Hollywood scene then was this little close
yeah,
circle.
yeah,
And you
no,
had
it
to be,
was-
if you weren't in that inner circle, you weren't
just
in it.
maybe heard stories
But
on Monday.
now I
That's all it
know-
was.
I know Danny B now and stuff, and so it's like I just get to be around them and hear stories. But like that, the Lindsay Lohan, fucking Britney Spears, and that Nicole Richie era. Those were the bitches.
So what's the move now? I mean, I know you're still doing obviously randomly at shows
I've
and
been
hosting
doing a lot of stuff.
and
Hosting, I'm doing a
yeah.
lot of stuff in the military. Obviously, I'm still making records, hip hop and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm just working
Yeah,
with
did you-
Aguilar and Cuban Links. I did a record with them and just doing that. And really, the street slang thing's really starting to blow up. And it's not. And it's just that the newer hip hop, I can't.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, how?
I can't, like, I went to Marquee the other night, and Eric Deluxe literally shut the room down. He fucking killed it.
Yeah.
But it's like some of the shit, like, I just can't get into some of the that slow tempo.
I know, man. That's the worst thing.
I'm still hearing auto tune 5 years later. I'm like, I can't do it. The energy for me is not there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I'm not doing, I love playing my old school hip hop and the classics and the legendary shit. And if I'm gonna play newer shit, I'm still playing more boom bap shit.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna, and then my heart right now is just in that energy with the house music and the street slang stuff. That's I just did a show with Oscar G. We just did a record with the Coco Drills. And Danny Tenegla's playing our shit, like a lot of big DJs in that underground scene too.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I get that respect on both worlds, which is great. And
Yeah.
it's not often that happens.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I was gonna say like this whole era now. Like I said, I can't get into it, but I know you got to like kind of adjust with it. Like
It's ADD music,
bro.
That's what I call it.
I rarely watch TV, and one night we watched. It was that Astro World with Travis Scott, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I didn't even know who he was. And then what was weird was 3 days later, it was New Year's Eve, and he was playing at Marquee. So I watched this thing, and I'm like, how the fuck is this dude doing this? I never even heard
terrible.
of him. And so then at Marquee, I want to say they were charging $500 to get in to see him.
I believe it.
And we had a guy slid us through, gave us
$50.
yeah, gave us like 25 drink tickets. I remember because I went crazy in there.
I'm sure you did.
But
Not this guy.
I watched him and I was like, holy fuck,
And it was
he's
like
horrible,
the same
bro.
week that his documentary came out, so
Yeah.
that was the big.
But again,
hype about it.
I'm not going to say horrible. We can't say that. Every generation. My father hated hip hop. My father was a doo-wop singer. He sang with the Ovations and the Velvetones. He had his generation. I'm sure his father thought that music was trash.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
But the difference with this, okay, let's go there. And I don't give a fuck no more. The difference with this, with hip hop, the guys that are out today, and I'm gonna say, and I'm not talking about the backpack kids and the boom bap kids because they could spit, but
Yeah.
a lot of the dudes that are out there that have hit records. If they would have brought that shit to Russell Simmons or anybody back in there, Leo Cohen,
They wouldn't have made it to them. They wouldn't have made it to
got
them.
in the fucking front door.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, never.
And it behooves me, and I'll use the word behooves me, like behooves me.
Is that in the Urban Dictionary?
How these guys, like even Redman dropped a new album. It's banging as shit. I don't hear Flex playing that shit. I don't
Yep.
hear anybody playing that shit.
Because those guys, that's their only way of staying relevant.
Because you got guys like fucking academics, DJ academics, sitting there
Yeah,
talking
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
Saying,
Talk about it, because remember,
I don't give a
LL.
fuck.
No,
Fuck
but
shit.
LL
Fuck
checked
academics.
him.
talking shit
like
about
that.
like all these old rappers and this.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, if you wasn't for those old rappers,
you wouldn't have a job. Yep.
Exactly.
Dude,
So,
I don't
you know-
even know how. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how that. I mean, what the epitome of it was that whole Tekashi 6ix9ine era. I'm like, how did that fucking happen? Like, to come out and do like 8-9 hits, like bam, 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 and I'm like, this is fucking garbage.
It's
But
disposable music.
It's not even like.
How many
good
records? How many
to
records?
listen
Let me
to
ask you a
rap.
question. And then there's the Drakes, there's this, and
Yeah.
there's timeless records that they made. Don't get me- but the records that I couldn't. A record that like what was the big hit last year? No, I don't
I
know.
don't remember because it wasn't even over
Just
the
they
year.
all
It was like a
sound
month,
fucking
like a
same.
couple months go by and it's gone.
It's a 4-bar melody loop with a fucking 808 kick, and that's it. And then
Yeah.
everybody's
But Yeah, but they're not even doing albums. They're doing EPs. They're just doing tracks.
because albums don't sell no more. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. It's not worth it.
And the content right now, and you got to understand, if you don't move with the technology, and this is the other part of it where I am part of. If you're not going to move with the technology and move, with the times, then you become the extinct dinosaur. That's not happening to me. Like I'm not doing it. I love technology. I think I'm not, sitting there, when the newest shit of Ciroc Serato or a record box or whatever, I'm on it. You know,
Right.
When that first came out, I was reluctant. I used to bring 13 fucking boxes of records with me everywhere.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to do that?
Half your talent fee went to
Bro, I was
shipping
like,
records.
that was the whole thing about a DJ show was just them fucking turning around and changing them records, man. Like that was it.
But
And
the,
now
but the creativity now and these young
it's-
TJs, the creativity you can have because you got more tools in front of you, and as long as you're using the equipment, you're using that, and they're not using, and the equipment's not using you, and the creativity that some of these cats have are bad as they're bad motherfuckers. Like I can't even fuck with them. I'm like, damn, like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Just it's a different technology, and these young kids, like, I didn't come up with computers. We had to learn all that shit. You know what I mean? When computers came into my school, it was called data processing. It wasn't even called. You know, it was like crazy. Like I know I'm an ancient fuck. I get it.
No,
but I love I don't mind the evolution.
Yeah.
You know, but talent is talent, and there's still a lot of talented kids out there.
Yeah.
It's just that the industry has seen it as just a money grab and grab as much money because remember, the record industry has always been behind. Right? They didn't ever want when CDs came. Oh, that'll never last. This will never last. This will. And now they don't know how to monetize what they have.
Yeah,
and also
it's moving too quickly for them.
And also, a lot of these young cats now are making businesses and brands. So it's not about how dope you are; it's about your brand.
Right. 100%.
And that's a fact.
Yeah. It just goes back to the DJ thing.
Correct.
Like, you know, it's Shaq and whatever. You're
so
already a brand.
how do you feel when you go somewhere like if you get booked, say like at, I mean, I don't even know if you'd ever get booked at a teen club, but
I do still.
How do
that's
yeah, but how do they
get-
feel like they're like your brand new DJ to them? Like, is it?
Some of them don't know who. No, the teenage. I've done teen rooms, and it's just like even for me, it's not my lane anymore. Why would I want to? I want to play for the crowds that want to see and hear what I do.
But like even people,
like it on the record, right?
Yeah.
They're like, Scribs, you want to do the main room or you want to do the patio? I'm like, I don't want to be in that main room. I want to be on the bus.
Yeah.
Because I know
Do
on
you.
the bus,
Yeah.
I know on the bus on that patio, I'm gonna have them rocking, and I know they're all gonna be out there no matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play what I want, and those kids are gonna want to hear that
Right.
and dance all night long.
Yeah.
I don't want them just looking at me with a fucking camera going and just standing there with their bottle, and then you have the build up, then it drops, and then everybody stands there again. Build up, drops.
and that's actually a tough venue just because it's like all that stuff going on at T-Mobile. People are passing through, so it's. You got to really be on your shit to hold that.
Absolutely,
hold that.
It's a
crowd
whole
there,
different way.
man.
Like preparation it is key. Like every show I do, I'm finding myself prepping more and more pre-prep because I now I know which audience. I know what I'm playing for. I know that the other day was that corporate crowd. I knew what I was gonna do. I know what I'm doing. They want
Completely different than what you're going to play
Right.
tomorrow.
I don't really take gigs anymore that just do open format. It's just not for me. And the crowd that's listening to that, they don't know who the fuck I am anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Granted,
Yeah.
I could go in there and I'll fucking destroy the room,
Right,
no
right,
problem.
right.
But it's like I've done that. I've been there. I was that guy. I want to do the things that I want to do now at the age I'm at. I'm 54. Like I'm not. I mean, I look it, but I'm 54. I want to do what I want to do, and I've earned that. I think.
That's what I was going to say. Is after this many years, you should be able to pick your gigs and do what you want.
Yeah, no, it's. So do you play?
Sorry, I'm so hyper. I get so emotional.
I was gonna say these fucking New York people. I'm like,
Are you still living in New York, or where you at now?
I was, but New York's getting so crazy. I left. I went down to Jersey. I'm down like
I'll
South
be
Jersey.
there next week.
Still over there, though.
With the farms and the horses.
Yeah.
I like
We
it
needed
much
that.
better.
Yeah, where
Too much
was-
time in the city.
I'm out there next week for Exotica.
Oh, yeah,
The
that's right
porn-
by us.
that, what was that called? Edison.
That's in Edison. Yeah. I know it very well.
Yeah. So
Of course you're an exotic.
Yeah.
Between the two of you, of course you will.
Well, I mean,
hey man, I went there. I don't know when it was, but not my type of crowd.
Oh, it's
different.
raunchy.
Yeah, but I seen what Edison, New Jersey was.
Raunchy.
But what's crazy is, I came in the industry from the last era of, the internet scene. Now we have the cam girls, and then now they're bringing influencers. And these,
Wait. So please explain.
Yeah.
Hey, break it down. Break it down.
So I'll break it down. So first, it's the porn stars, and we're on the internet, so we have our thing. Then it's the cam girls who are on the webcam sites. Now it's the influencers.
So what do they do?
OnlyFans.
Exactly. What do they do? You know what?
Get her started. You got her started.
And so I was talking to my agent.
Go ahead, Rick, girl, go.
So these clubs, they want the strip clubs and stuff, and they want to pay them for appearances. These
Crazy.
bitches got this writer list, and they're like, yeah, we want to get 2 hotels, to this.
To do
and
what?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they going to perform on stage
No,
and dance?
you know
So
what
then why
they're
are they
doing?
going?
They're showing up and hopefully taking a picture so they can
I was gonna say
post
they're on the
their
flyer. That's about all they do.
fucking
Get on the
thing.
flyer.
Here's
These bitches are acting like they're a fucking show. Like they're doing like
What they don't do, they just sit in the corner of the VIP and drink?
yes.
bro. It's kind of like
Oh yeah, listen to me.
Oh,
Don't hate,
and also,
don't hate the player. I hate the game.
I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Don't hate it.
But it's it's like the shuffle. It's like you're a DJ kind of thing.
No,
and
I get
now
it. I get it. And I understand what you're saying. It was the same thing. Like, I'm doing the DJing or whatever, and I'm getting X amount of dollars, but they'll bring in somebody to host the night that's going to just sit in the corner,
yeah.
and drink, and they paid him $75,000.
When they were doing
Yep.
that out here in Vegas with the Kardashians, I would get I'm like, why? And you don't even see them.
No,
You don't even
you can't
fucking
even
see
get
them,
near
but
them.
they're there. They're there,
Right.
and they hosted the event. I'm
They
like,
And they
posted it. It's
and
for
they
the
got
post.
6 figures.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm like, what in
That's
the
the world we
fuck?
live in, and that's the curse of it. That's the social media curse. That's the thing. Once we got social media, everybody feels like we know each other. You're in my life, and I have to be on it because that's the way I have to stay relevant. I get it.
Well, here's something crazy about you saying that. That's what I was going to ask. So, this was something I looked at. I was talking to a casino exec, and he's probably around my age, but he didn't really know who you were. And I'm like, bro, he's your era.
Yeah.
And then so he looked you up, and he's like, well,
he doesn't have that
he
many.
doesn't have a big following.
And
And I
I was
said,
like, why?
bro, I
I
said,
know.
look. So listen, to what I did with her.
But on MySpace, let's go back to MySpace.
MySpace was a
I had 2
motherfucker.
million fucking followers on MySpace.
So listen to what I told this
That was
guy.
my era.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
told this guy. I said, bro, you can't look at the numbers. And
Well,
then,
that's what everybody
But that's all they do.
does.
That's all the talent buyers do.
Analytics and numbers. That's it.
So what I told her, a girl by the name of Sophie D, it said she makes $300,000 a month on OnlyFans. Now I looked at her thing and she had I don't know
I'm
what is
about
it,
to
how many
go on OnlyFans
millions?
and just put a latex
How many-
suit on so nobody knows who the fuck I am.
She has 9. She has 9 million whatever. And I said, okay, let me give you an example. I looked up Jenna Jameson, 400,000 followers. How does this bitch have 900 and Jenna Jameson? Because imagine if Instagram was around. when you started,
Yeah.
You'd be at fuck. And here's what I
If
told her.
I had all that social media
She
during
has
MTV,
12.4 million.
And this is what I said. If you're not on TV, you don't have over 10 million. You don't even have over fucking 5 million. Nate, I think Nate Diaz is at 5.9. I know that's real because he's a fighter and he doesn't give a fuck.
and I
But I'm like,
don't buy followers either. So whatever and I got into and don't get me wrong, I got into it later. I was still, like I said, I came from that MySpace thing where I had all that following.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
bro, you remember how you could pick your top 6 and shit, and then
Top 10.
and
top
they
10.
Got your
kept
music player.
They kept increasing it, and you put the song on. I'm like, bro, that shit was fire.
But I mean, it's to me, I didn't believe in that, and that's again one of them. And I admit it was a mistake. It was a mistake because I was thick-headed.
fucking hate it, though.
I do hate it, but it was the mistake.
It's necessary, though.
It's
I know.
necessary.
It's necessary evil.
And it was like once I started, well, you don't have we can't use you because this one. I said, but nobody. He sucks, and nobody. But he had more followers.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right.
like,
yeah.
And I started to see that, and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And that's when I started to get more, and up the game and up that,
Well, what's funny? That guy that I was talking to who said that, and he's like, yeah, he doesn't really have that many followers. Then
But
he
he-
saw the picture of you and Fred, and I'm like, bro, he's been around so long, he knows it's his circle.
But-
Right.
It's every
And not
fucking
only that,
celebrity
but
out
if
there.
I picked up a TV show tomorrow and it was a hit TV show, I'd have 8 million followers
Yeah.
too overnight.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah, you didn't have to work for it. You just,
These
you
girls
just
are buying their followers 100%. I
Oh,
don't give a
the
fuck
whole
what they
bot
say.
thing and buying followers. I mean, if you really go into it and see how fake it is, some of these people are going to lose 3/4 of what they have. It's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
But to
Well,
me,
I say Nate. I'm like, Nate's got 5.9. I'm like, he fought McGregor twice.
Oh, don't
sold
hit
out
Yeah,
pay-per-views one after another after
real,
another.
like a Britney Spears. What does she have? 48 million? I believe that's real.
No, that's real.
And
Does she
I
have
don't know.
48
I don't know if
million?
you saw her rant today about her dad.
Oh, she did it today?
She's been on Britney news.
You gotta read that, kiddo.
She's entertaining.
She's been on the Britney
No,
news for-
she lit her father up
Yeah.
like there was nobody's business today.
Hey, real quick too.
And you know what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for
yeah.
her.
She
Absolutely.
don't give no fucks
Real
these
quick,
days.
shout out
That's
to
right. I don't
Jason.
even-
Jason Alexander.
Yes.
We have him coming here in a couple weeks, and we seen him on the Kato Kalin podcast. And
Okay.
yeah, Kato Kalin, if you can believe that shit. But
He's got a podcast?
yeah,
Everyone's got a podcast.
Everybody's got a
Everyone's
podcast.
but you know, we didn't know what to think about him. But I'm like, bro, I believe everywhere he's from. You know, Louisiana, I think is where she's from or whatever. But yeah, we have him coming on the show, and I'm like, bro, he was like all these people running around wearing free Britney shirts, and he's like, I fucking really tried to do it. Right? Like,
Trying to free
I went
Britney.
up- yeah, all these people talking about that, and he's like, I just couldn't, you know. And he just said his thoughts, and I'm like, bro, he's just a small town guy.
The good
and-
thing, some of the good stuff about, like even with these podcasts and stuff like that. I mean, you look at Drink Champs, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it
Yeah.
started just like this, you know, and now
Yeah.
he's got a huge. So the internet, if you use it the right way,
Yeah.
and you use the tool the right way, then it works. But when you're trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, and
Yeah.
you're just sitting there and it's fake, and I got to take a picture here. Look how great my life is, and meanwhile you're living in a fucking shack.
Yeah.
You know, then don't talk to me. I can't deal with you.
Yeah,
I'm all
no,
about
that's-
you know, authenticity and being talented and just being real about it. Let your shit grow organically. You'll get there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I
If it's
said.
worth it, if it'll get there, if it's really
me, I
good.
got nothing to prove to nobody. Like, the one thing about me is if this ended tomorrow and I had to go get a job at Home Depot, I know you can't erase my legacy.
Right.
And that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Mic drop.
that guy, it was crazy because he you know, he brings in a lot of big celebrities, and like I said, he had 80,000, which is real. But I'm like, bro, I've traveled the world. I had when my account got stolen, I had 30,000. I'm like, I don't even know how I had that.
But
But again, that was nothing compared to like.
Oh, it's not
But
that.
the thing
30,000,
is-
like 100,000 is nothing these days.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
all of us, so all the young adults in our 30s, we know you.
Right.
Like we don't even need
But
a
that's the
social
best, you know.
media.
But you know what the good part about it is now? All of those younger 30s are the ones that are kind of in power right now.
Yeah.
And
No,
that's
for
why
sure.
I'm getting some
Yeah.
of these, you know, getting these corporate shows and getting different kind of shows, which to me, and I don't have to be out till 5, 6 in the morning, and I'm
Yeah.
done by 10 o'clock at night, and I made more money
Sold.
doing that
Yeah.
than I would go into the club. I'm good, yo.
Yeah.
And the people that are there really want to see me play, and I can play for them and make them smile and go home like, yo, we remember him. He was fucking
Right.
amazing.
Yeah. He proved himself. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah,
prove
how
it
are
to
those?
a 20-year-old?
I heard you say you do those military shows. Are those?
Yeah,
legit?
so I was the first DJ ever to headline a USO tour about 12 years ago, and I went to Iraq. And during the war, I took Naughty Ben H with me, and I spent a month in Iraq. And
Were you scared going over
Whoa.
there? No.
No, and I asked a lot of artists to go with me, and a lot of them were big pussies, and I won't mention any names. But when I saw Tretch backstage of the show we were at, and I said, "Hey, I got this thing, blah blah blah." He's like, "When are we leaving?" So 6 weeks later, we were in Iraq. So
Oh man.
after that, when you do stuff for the military, you kind of get in a good list. Like then MWR or Armed Forces, Entertainment, they pick you up and thanks to DJ Felon, Genuine's DJ, he's really been the one that got me
Wow.
back into
Hey,
that.
that's kind of
military
weird
stuff.
that Genuine's DJ's name's Felon.
Yeah, he's an awesome
I think
dude.
Genuine is a
But
felon.
and
right
as
now.
long as you fly, and they don't want like riffraff, and because it's
Yeah.
military.
Oh,
Like, when
yeah,
I
that
go there,
shit's
there's
fucking-
not one curse word. There's
Yeah.
nothing. I won't even play anything
Oh.
that's suggested. No way.
Yeah.
There's comedians that have gone over and they're on a blacklist now because they can't go back because of the things that they would say. You have to be. You got to respect everybody's home, right? So that's the one thing that I've learned how to play. You know what I mean? And turn in and change. If I want to go in, how many strip clubs have I DJed? Thousands. But I know when I'm going over to the military, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And because of our soldiers and the men and women that went over there, you know what I mean? I was one signature away from going into the Air Force until my music career took off. So my whole family was military. I was born on Otis Air Force Base. I know what that's like. So when I got to go to Iraq and be with those kids, and I don't care what politics you believe in, they didn't ask to be there. They're doing their job because that's what they signed up for.
Yeah.
You don't have to support a war, but you got to support them. And for me, supporting them is everything. I will do anything for those guys. When we were in Iraq, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put you in Saddam's palace." I'm like, "No,
Whoa.
I want to sleep in the chew where these motherfuckers sleep, and I want to do with them. That's what I want to do. I'm staying with them. I don't want to sleep with. I'm part. If I'm here to be with them, I'm being with them.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And that's real for me. And you know, so I went over to Jordan. I've done. I did the USS Ronald Reagan. I've done Nagasaki Marine Base. I've done Pearl Harbor. I've done so many And anytime they call me, I'll drop another show to go for them. That's a fact.
Amazing.
Those boys and those men and women, they're over there away from their families. Like, even when I was in Iraq, there was a girl hadn't seen her kid in a month and a half, and I'm looking at her fucking camera because there was no phones there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her. I'm like, what happened? Oh, she goes, oh, we got blown up yesterday. I said, what? She goes, oh yeah, we got blown up. I'm like, what do you mean you got blown up yesterday? And they were on patrol in their Humvee, and at that point in time at the war, they weren't allowed to shoot back unless there was a direct threat. The rules of engagement had just changed.
Yeah.
I think Obama I forgot who did it. They changed it, whatever it was. And I'm like, so, you know, like there was a spotter, then they saw the guy make the phone call. When they came around the car, they blew the Humvee up.
And they can't do nothing.
And they weren't allowed because this particular Humvee was armor plated. So even if they took small arms fire, it's not a threat to their life.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, at the end of Iraq, they were literally fighting with their hands behind their backs. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we can't do nothing. Like, you know,
Why are we even here?
but you know,
That's
even
crazy.
I mean, it's just. I mean, look at Afghanistan. I don't even get
Well, it's
into
even
that.
here in the U.S. though. Even the whole thing with like a CCW and whatever, them saying you're a threat. How do you know if somebody's in threat or if they're not in threat? I mean, it's such a fine line.
Again, it's not our world, so we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, but going over there and seeing the smiles on and some of those kids are like 19. They didn't know who the fuck I was, but
Right.
their superiors did.
Oh, yeah.
They were the ones that wanted me there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and that's the great thing. And then you go there and you know, I'll play new hip hop. I'll do whatever I got to do for those guys, and I'll play everything and play everything across the gamut, and just watching their faces and watching them just have that night of fun. You know, while
Little
they're
escape
shitting,
while they're
whether they're shitting in a hole or you know they have to burn their feces and all this crazy shit. We don't take that and realize what these men and women go through.
Yeah.
You said
All right, I
burn.
gotta stop.
You said burn,
You said burn their
Yeah.
feces.
You know,
That's right. Where do they do it? If you're in the desert, they had to burn it 100%.
So
And
it
that's the
doesn't
thing.
leave
Like
a
nobody
trace?
realized that sacrifice, and not only the sacrifice for them, but the sacrifice for their families.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hey,
I'm
what?
a military brat.
Sorry.
so I
Yeah.
know.
Hey, good, man.
I'm hot.
Hugh, can you pull up that Blink 182?
I was just going to say that, man. Yeah.
shit.
Since we were talking about the link.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bro, I just saw it today on Instagram. I don't know what I was
Did
doing on
you
there.
see Blink
But
182?
they're
back
they're
in
coming
their
back
day?
together.
That's awesome.
So they're
Did you
really
see them back when
Yes,
they
of
were?
course I saw
oh
them.
my gosh.
bro. I'm just like that. What was crazy was who was that group? The punk group. Fat Mike. What group was that called? What? No Effects.
Okay.
No
Okay, so No Effects, you know, I had met a guy, Fat Mike, through somebody, and, you know, he was huge in punk, and he was like, yeah, my manager's Tom DeLonge, and I'm like Tom DeLonge, your manager's the lead singer of Blink-182, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
That's
and
awesome.
so, you know, and I don't know who they replaced him with, but I mean, you can't replace that guy in
No.
Blink-182.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see that they're releasing a new song, and then do you have that clip from the newspaper article, Hugh? Saying that
He's
they
back,
were
right?
doing,
It's all
they
three
were-
of them, right?
they're
he's back?
doing
Yeah.
a whole 2023 tour.
And it's probably going to be
Right there.
ridiculous,
Oh, yeah.
retarded,
Oh,
and sell
yeah.
out everywhere.
oh yeah,
Because their era,
I'd
people
go
actually
see.
got
I'd
some-
gotta go see that. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
need to. Yeah.
yeah. They said they have they definitely have a Vegas date, but I'm like,
Well, so they're doing it's
Yeah, when we were young, that festival.
When we were young.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I wanna
Hugh,
go
can you
to-
post
I
that
wanna get
festival?
Tickets to that.
Okay.
Yes.
so I saw that was
that's nuts. Offspring,
2023.
wow, look at that.
That's pretty.
That's gonna be some festival, huh?
insane.
It's crazy that
Green
they're
Day
The
too. Holy
Offspring.
shit. Yeah, Offspring.
the Offspring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Offspring. Green Day.
Good
that's gonna be
Charlotte.
No, it is.
Good Charlotte.
Like,
That's
all these
41.
people, Simple Plan.
That's
Sum
gonna be a
41,
show, man. That's a good one right
Say
there.
anything. Fuck.
Hey,
That's
can you,
crazy.
Hugh, can you pull up that Usher flyer?
I was gonna say that's kind of comparable to the Lovers and Friends.
Yeah, it
No,
is.
Like
yeah,
in that world,
This came
that was
out.
nuts.
This came out like kind of when they announced that too, and everyone. There's a lot of videos on YouTube.
Everyone
that
thinks
they're
that
like,
everything was
it's
fake. Yeah, no one believed the Lovers and Friends thing.
That's gonna be
There's
shit.
actually a
Yeah,
lot
let-
of bands that they took off.
What's that, Hugh? Yeah, I saw this is 2023,
Yeah.
so I'm like, damn, they're
It's not too far. It's
advertising.
what, 3 months? When,
Yeah.
when in 2023?
Oh, there's two.
Okay.
Oh wow, my
so
phone
I got
Corona 10
confused.
pounds.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
Crazy.
I want this one because they got Dashboard Confessional, Taking Back Sunday,
See, I don't know any of these fuckers.
This was like when I was in high school. This was emo.
These are a little more.
All American
Silverstein.
Rejects.
Yeah, this one's a little more current
The
than the other
Used,
one.
AFI.
Paramore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, that's the thing that you can't replace that time. And I have to say, even for all the genres, for hip hop, house music, alternative music, that 90s, that late 80s, 90s, early 2000s, right? That little 10-year era,
Yeah.
will never be
Oh, yeah,
duplicated
yeah.
ever again.
No, I know.
The way the clubs were, the energy, the people dancing, but
Yeah.
nobody was there with a fucking cell phone. Everybody went to release from their life.
And so many of those
Music.
artists.
And disconnect from the everyday.
Whatever.
Hey, so
Yeah. I said the
so
opposite.
Domo just saw Nine Inch Nails, but I wasn't even a fan,
Yeah.
but I went with a friend to Tool, and I mean, what was their song? What's that big song that Tool did? I can't even think of the name of it. But anyways, they said when you went in, and again, I didn't really follow Tool, but I'm like, oh, why can we not be sober? And I'm like, the lyrics back then, everything was like spot on. But this guy, so when we walked in the T-Mobile Arena, it said absolutely no cell phones, no pictures, no whatever. When I'm like,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
what is everybody gonna
That's
do?
amazing. That's amazing.
And then I didn't know it, but the guy from Tool, I guess he never wanted to take like all the glory, so he was standing back in the dark singing. So he only came forward for one song, and then it was like halfway through the show, and he goes, "Hey, I bet all you guys are sitting there thinking, oh yeah," and he didn't want a mosh pit, so he made everybody remain seated. Which
that's
is
a little
weird.
That's
Yeah,
a little weird.
that one's a little.
But then when
You want to go and get
well, he
nuts.
came out and he
Yeah.
goes, "I know you guys are probably thinking this is crazy, this no camera thing." He goes, "I just wanted you to watch the fucking show." He
Yeah.
goes, so now that we got our hits done, go ahead and take pictures. And I was like, man, the fact he did that, but I mean the real music, to hear that real fucking rock, and that I didn't even follow that shit, but I was like, man, that shit was.
There's a
banging.
few DJs that have done. Danny Tenaglia has done that too. Like where he'd go because
Yeah, I know comedy stuff too.
if
They
you
do
can
that.
get
a lot.
away
Lock
with
them-
it,
lock them
and
up.
go in there and say, "Yo, no," they check their phones. That's this.
Yeah, lock
because
them
they
up
wanted
before.
everybody just to go and dance.
Yeah, how
that's
does-
what we did.
that's what I was
That's
gonna-
what we do in clubs. You went to go and dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Nine Inch Nails, they did this song called Sanctified, and
Sanctified.
apparently they only perform it live at the show. I thought
They
that
didn't
was
even do-
They didn't even
What's
do,
their hitter? The hitter song
The
they did.
fucking Closer. They didn't
didn't do
perform
Closer?
Closer.
That's what I'm like. That's like
Wow.
Vanilla Ice not doing
say
Ice
that
Ice.
they pick and choose, and they even said Vegas is a weird market for them, but that was a packed house. It was a fucking amazing
But see,
show.
with something like that, when you know that when you're coming back with these the older groups and I'm not going to call old school, the legend
Legendary.
groups,
Yeah.
the legends, the those kind of groups, those legacy
A-list
legacy
performers.
A-list acts that are timeless no matter what. My son, right? He's 15 years old. This kid, all he does is listen to Led Zeppelin, AC/DC.
Oh.
Like, he's 15. Like, he loves Nine Inch Nails. He loves that kind of stuff, and that made me cry one
Yeah,
day. I'm
yeah,
like, how
yeah.
do you
Proud
know
dad.
this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me and my daughter's sitting there singing every little, teeny bopper fucking pop shit, and she's
TikTok
10.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's she's TikTok crazy. I want her to have it. I'm lucky with my children though. My son is 18. He's about to go to college. He was so mad that they made him get Twitter because of social studies. None of them are on social media. None of them.
Speaking
and I'm
of
very
Twitter-
lucky
That's
about that.
amazing.
Didn't Elon Musk just buy Twitter?
He's
Or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
He's in a scramble with them over something.
Yeah.
But
Well,
let me get back. What I was saying is, if you're gonna go to see these guys and the true fans are going out to see them, you got to give them the music. You're waiting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
God.
When
You have
You
to.
can't look-
No, when she said
to-
when she said they didn't play Closer, I was
That's
like,
weird.
That's weird.
I'd have been mad.
But
Yeah. Pay for this shit.
like when I went to music school at LA Recording School, there was Amoeba across the street, and then I would go and get documentaries, and that's how I got into Jimi Hendrix. And I'm like, listen to this
look,
stuff.
and I told you this when you got into DJ. And I'm like, look at your history, go learn everything.
Yeah,
because it's only going to
and
help
you know what? I knew who DJ Premier was. But when you told me, I was like, what? I'm like, who is that?
No, and that's the thing. Any of these kids that have come, just learn your history. Whether you want to play guitar, whether you want to play a drum, whether you want to play a piano, whether you want to be a DJ, whether you want to sing. learn it all because it ain't gonna hurt you.
Right.
No.
Right.
It's not. It's only going to make you more well-rounded
And respected more.
And respected more.
Yeah.
And especially when you get in a conversation with an OG and you know your shit. I'm looking at you like, all
right. Yeah. Get that respect.
Get that.
Yeah. For sure.
You know what I mean? When I start questioning certain kids and they don't know who fucking, Grandmaster Flash is or Kool Herc, I'm like, I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does
Go read a
does
book.
that feel now that I always wondered with performers, but like, how does it feel when you look out there and everybody just fucking has their phone like that?
It's annoying. Or when I'm looking out there and I'm working my ass off.
Because that energy isn't there. It's
And
not. It's
I'm
gone.
giving them every ounce of energy I can, and they're just sitting at their table having their drink, and they don't want to dance.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
Vegas.
That's
a lot
Vegas.
Of it.
That is
And the weird
Vegas.
thing is, those people go home like, "Oh, I was cracking last night." This like,
And then-
you didn't
right.
fucking get up the whole time.
So and that's again, and the difference between generations is like our definition of cracking is
Yeah.
the fucking place shaking and the
Yeah.
walls are sweating and
It was
everybody's
literally
like
cracking.
this and
Yeah.
it's really going on where it's like, yo, the club was lit, so and so was there last night, I saw this one, he had a table. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that doesn't mean the club was cracking.
yeah. That means you guys spent a lot of
That
money.
was to me like right there.
Yeah.
And some of it, even some of the young DJs, it's almost cookie cutter at this point. You got it. All they want to do, and this is the thing, like if you want to hear the hits that are on the radio, I get it. But you don't want to hear that all night, then go listen to the fucking radio. Why don't you learn about me? I'm going to play the same kind of records and the same kind of grooves that it's going to make you jump. But it's not there anymore.
Q, you got that Usher flyer?
the energy, not the energy, the attention span.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's that ADD that cell phones and social media gave everyone.
Hey, here's a question. Have you ever played a Tekashi 6ix9ine song?
Yes.
Oh.
Of course I've
It's
had
fucking
to.
New York, man. New
Listen,
York.
I'm not listening. I play for the kids too. I play for the people. I play a lot of shit I may not like,
Yeah,
but I
no,
also
I
like.
always wonder,
I
you
also
have
like
to.
to work. You know?
Yeah.
So we have this going on tomorrow night.
That's
I know,
right.
I know we're gonna go check you out there for sure.
Yes.
I love it, man. That's one of the dopest
So is
venues
this
I feel like in Vegas
I
that
love
no one knows
it. It's
about.
my
Yeah.
home. I love
Yeah.
Because Usher
Shout out to Eddie McDonald.
was
Yeah, Eddie
great
McGuy.
at Lovers and Friends, and I've been seeing little videos of his shows.
Have you guys seen the Usher show yet?
I never
You gotta see it.
haven't
It's
seen it.
soup. The
Is
production.
it-
Well, John
It's like
John
2.5
produced the
hours.
show. John produced the show and
It's long, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like
The
2.5
production is
And
ridiculous.
shout
It's
out
fucking
for
dope.
Usher allowing pole dancers at his.
Oh yeah, when he does
Hey,
the
hey, the only thing that
he
was,
does Don't
that was
Mind in the polls
crazy
come
when
down.
they were doing when Little
we don't
John.
fuck with the Ush books.
Remember when Little John and what was it? Luda started
Luda.
doing their hits that they had when they started doing Move, bitch. Remember Usher kind of like skirted
Oh,
away. He's like,
yeah.
I can't be out here for this one.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
were
They're on the show. They're on the Usher show too.
it was Lovers and
Yeah.
Friends.
Oh, on the Lovers and Friends
Bro,
show.
so
Yeah.
Luda, Usher, and them did all those songs,
That's
bro.
dope.
And it was crazy because just like, what was it? Just that song, the Move, bitch. Just the aggressive ones. You
Yeah.
could tell
Usher's in
started
the
to feel
shadows.
He felt a little uncomfortable. But I mean, bro,
That's
they-
the dope thing about the Usher show being in Vegas, though, because everyone's always in town, so
Yeah.
it's just John comes out. There's always someone that he brings out that you don't know.
Well, we
is gonna
saw
be there.
that. So I saw Usher for the first time, and this was years ago.
Smoking grooves.
It was it was in Long Beach. Now I know after seeing him on Lovers and Friends and stuff. Whatever was going on, it was a sound issue. But that night, Erykah Badu fucking destroyed him. Like I watched her set.
She's a whole different
Bro,
level.
and
man.
Yeah.
then I
I
watched
said that earlier. Like
Bro, I
it's
said
a whole
I-
different level.
And she's so
spiritual,
that,
bro.
Yeah. It'll make you cry.
She went on, and then Usher went on, and I was like, Usher was horrible, but it wasn't that he was horrible; it was that she was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
She's-
holy-
like I
that's
said, she'll
that's
make you
a
cry.
fucked up to come after that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a whole different performance
So,
too,
and
though.
that's the thing. That's the one beautiful thing still to this day about music, that you could watch something or even dance or anything like just when I used to watch So You Think You Could Dance, they'd be doing some of these contemporary
yeah.
some of these contemporary routines, and I would literally be, I ain't ashamed to admit, I'd be crying like, this is fucking amazing. Like,
Hey, you did put those emotional videos on.
because
IG.
like that's the thing. I come from that. Emotion is everything to me, and when you can make somebody, whether you're an actress or an actor or a musician or an artist, and you can make that person feel that, that's it.
Job's
that's
done.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's your job. That's your job to make them feel that.
Well, that's what I said when that day of Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill. Like I went home and that's all I thought about for the whole night. I was just like,
Because they got
fucking that was-
inside your head. And
Well,
they
that's
got
what I
inside
said.
your
I
heart.
said they had everything. The music was like pouring out of them, out of their soul.
Right.
Everything.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm like-
And you can't, and that's the thing you can't fake.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
fake
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That ain't taught. That's in you.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
in
what-
you.
that-
You
that's-
can't fake that.
That's when I learned what. I mean, that was going even above real, like music. Like that shit was just fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, bro, it was like they were the drummer, the guitar player, they had everybody saw on cue, and it was like they were just looking like.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her.
they ain't
I've
gonna
seen
fuck
her
up
3-4 times. It's been amazing. And I saw Missy Elliott one time when she did the show, and dude, Missy was sick.
She's a beast. She's a fucking beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she wasn't
Still
on
got that
Lovers and
energy.
Friends.
That's the
I
thing.
know.
A lot of these cats, they can't handle the smoke from some of these older artists that really went out there. I've been to 60 countries, all 50 states. I've been on crazy tours. I used to sit and watch like LL and just come out and just fucking just like murder people.
Like, where did that energy come from? Or that nonstop.
That's why that comment that academics said, it's like, that's insulting.
It's beyond insulting.
Yeah.
Your whole career is based on all of us. Like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, I hate that academics, and I hate Adam 22 too. Just to set
Oh,
that story
God.
straight. Well, I think that is time. We appreciate
Thank
you
you
coming
so much.
through.
Appreciate your
Fun.
time, man. Yeah,
Yeah, this
no,
was
good
fun.
talks. Good
Hopefully
talks.
next time
And
you're
happy
here.
birthday.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yes.
Yeah, we're gonna train wreck your ass.
I just got my
tomorrow.
ARP card, so yeah, I'm good. Next is going to be
Yeah,
my senior
yeah.
citizen discount soon.
What's up?
The buffet.
We
Yeah.
going to breakfast with you.
Where can they find you at on
DJ Skribble at DJ Skribble on Facebook with a K, at DJ Skribble on Instagram, at DJ Skribble on what's the other?
Is that
fucking-
Twitter?
What other bullshit is there out there?
So how I do it and how I get to be on all three is I'm on Instagram a lot, and I'll use the Instagram and then I send that out to
Post it.
them.
Yeah.
I'm not
Can't-
sitting there going back and forth to 40 different fucking social media
Yeah.
outlets. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Where can they find you at?
You can find me
Monster?
at Domo Monster 7.
Summer monster.
Yeah, I'm just on the green room because unfortunately my page
Okay.
got hacked.
They're
wanted
still
my-
they're
they
trying
wanted my
to they're trying to
30,000.
sell it back to him.
Yeah,
My girls, they did the same thing to my girl,
Yeah.
and she got hacked. And then all of a
Fucking
sudden,
retarded.
they posted like she just bought this, like saying that it was her, and I just bought this truck, and you could do it too if you buy.
Oh yeah. No, they go in on the
It gets
ads.
better. Then they got like two of her friends to send them money,
Shut up.
and then they called her, and it was like, "Yo, did you?" I was like, "That's not me."
Yo.
Like, you know what I
bro,
mean?
this
Like,
guy
if you
told
fell
me-
for that, you deserve it.
Fucked up. But I mean, they should have got to think. My girl would definitely not be driving like in a big old fucking Suburban.
Yeah. Or if she needed,
Yeah.
she would text. Like, she's not gonna hit you up on social
But
media.
it's messed up. I mean, you know, the hacking and the takeover, it's real. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Bro, this guy, the last point that we were at, he's like, just give me 1,500 and I'll teach you how to do it to people. And I'm like, bro, you're a fucking piece of shit. I'm like, I don't want to do this
that's
to
the best.
nobody.
And then the best
I'm
was
like,
that
my kids are on
she
that
got
fucking
blocked out of
shit.
her own site. Like they said, they blocked her own.
Because she thought she was doing spam and
Hey,
Yeah.
I was going and I'm trying to change the password and he goes,
Same
he
thing.
goes, keep trying. So he was like,
Dude was
I'm
going-
like,
yeah, he was getting it,
Hey, you know
yeah.
what I told him? I said, bro, you don't even know the people that I fuck with. And I said,
Doesn't
we're gonna
matter.
come
He's
in-
in like Russia. Somewhere.
He's not tripping on that. Yeah, he's
He
not
ain't
tripping.
tripping on you, bro. You're fine.
No, that's what I said. He knew that I was trying to switch it up, and he's like, "Keep trying, keep trying." Like, fucking
Playing with
piece of shit.
you.
Get your backup
I'd
pages
be
ready.
fucking miffed. I don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I'd be.
Well,
so
I was
upset.
the thing that I was
But
mad
you
about.
could call. But you could get it. You got.
We-
I mean, you know people, so you got.
Yeah, we heard
IG.
Try.
somebody told us there was a little thing on YouTube, but we had a friend give me the directions. But I'm just like, my thing was that I told the guy, I'm like, look, bro, I got baby pictures on there. That's all I fucking care about. I don't give a fuck about all this shit. And I'm like, I only got 30,000 people. What are you gonna do with my page?
Try to make money
Yeah.
and say it's you DMing people. to
No,
give
or
them
just
money.
try and get
hey,
money from you to
hey,
get it back.
he did say
That was the move.
He did say that. He's like, you know, I'm gonna start posting stuff like, you know, you're gay or you're this or you're that. And I'm like, go ahead. But he never did. But now he changed. You know what he put on there? This was the killer of me. He put everyone's time is up as my screen name. And so and then he changed it. So now I don't even know where my page is. I don't care.
Yeah,
So
it's messed up. With
One of
me.
these
Again, the
social media
blessing-
guys bought it.
The blessing and the curse. The blessing and the curse. It's
Yes,
the same
sir.
all right, well, we'll see you
And
guys
wait.
next week.
Thanks again for
What
having
did
me.
you have, Don Monster?
Oh, no, I'm going to say, where can they find you?
Oh.
Oh yeah, Super Jams.
Don't forget about me, dude. What the fuck?
Sorry about that.
At DJ Super James. Yeah, Throwback Thursday episodes and a new episode
He's
every
got
week.
such a good voice, right?
Yes, he
You
does.
do.
A lot,
Yeah,
many
that radio
many
voice.
years of radio. Too long.
All right, peace out, y'all.